go. Good morning. We'll call to order the August 15th, 2013 City of Hammond Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Roll call. Here. Item 4, approval of the minutes of the meeting of July 11th, 2013.
I'd like to make a motion that we defer action on those.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item A, we have a bid opening for the demolition of 2500 New York Avenue.
We have 6 bids. First bid is from Gary Material Supply, 7318 West 15th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. They have their Form 96. They have their non-inclusion affidavit signed, and they have their bid bond. Their bid is $764,000. Next bid is from Brandenburg Industrial Service Company, 2625 South Lewis, Chicago, Illinois. They have their Form 96. They have their non-inclusion affidavit signed, and they have their bid bond. Their bid is $639,270. Next bid is from American Demolition Corporation, 305 Ramona Avenue, Elgin, Illinois. American Demolition. You have your Form 96 filled out. You have a bid bond. And they have their non-inclusion affidavit signed. Their bid is $933,800. Next bid is from Hennigan Wrecking Company, 1821 West Concord Place, Chicago, Illinois. You have your Form 96. You have your bid bond. And you have your non-inclusion affidavit signed. Their bid is $394,500. Next bid is from J&M Industrial Services Incorporated, 201 Marble Street, Hammond, Indiana. You have your Form 96 filled out. affidavit signed, and they have their bid bond. Their bid is $694,800. And the final bid is from TRI 110 Columbus Drive in Chicago, Indiana. You have your bid bond. You have your Form 96 filled out. You have your non-inclusion affidavit signed. Your bid is $594,450. I'd like to make a motion that these be referred to the building department and engineering department for tabulation and recommendation. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Item B, we have correspondence from Robinson Engineering requesting permission to do some soil borings.
Yeah, we're going to deny this. There's some huge water mains under there, and I want to make sure that the water department signs off on it to make sure they don't pour into one of our water mains.
Is that your motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. The request is denied.
We could consider that a future date.
Item C, we have correspondence from AT&T requesting permission to dig at Sibley and Homan.
Looks like some of this is going to be directional bores so you don't disturb our new facilities. So I'll make a motion that we approve this request. Second.
All in favor? Aye, motion carries. Item D, we have correspondence from Grimmer Construction requesting the closure of 169th Street.
Yeah, it's 169 just from Calumet to Harrison. That's the lesser travel portion. They're going to close it so that they can complete the work out there and have it open before winter sets in. It'll be open. It'll have stones so that police and fire can have access to the buildings, but it'll be closed to regular traffic. So I'd like to make a motion that we approve that closure.
Second.
All in favor? Aye, motion carries. Item E, we have correspondence from BP requesting permission to close their entrance on Hump Road.
Yeah, they have some shallow pipelines that are impacted by a driveway that was installed without any permits, so they're gonna place barricades to close that driveway and not allow access onto Hump Road across 3 of their pipelines. So I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Second.
All in favor? Aye, motion carries. Item F, we have correspondence from Chief Miller requesting the promotions of officers Gonzalez and Young to the rank of sergeant. Is there a motion to approve the promotions?
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye, motion carries. Item G, we have a hearing on the denial of a business license to Astralis Sports Bar. You have copies of that business license that I sent you for the board for today's hearing? Okay, this is your appeal, Mrs. Strella. This is your opportunity to tell the board why you don't believe your business license should be denied.
Because it was denied because of me, and my husband's the only owner. I have no ownership in the property at all. And it was denied based on my background.
Mr. President, if you look at the application, she does have an ownership interest in the property. That's where the police obviously got her identification from.
They got my identification because they called me and asked me for it.
So you did not sign the business license application?
I don't remember. I know my name was on there, but I brought the contract showing that I'm not, have no ownership whatsoever on the property. Because my husband's the one, my ex-husband's the one that filled out the application.
But your ex-husband lists you as a co-owner.
Yes, he did, and I don't know why, but he doesn't read English. So that's the reason I was there, but I didn't pay attention that he had listed me. That's the reason they called me and asked me for all my information, because it wasn't on the application. The officer called me and I gave it to him over the phone, but I didn't realize why he needed it, and I didn't even ask him why he needed it.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Mrs. Shaw?
No. English, so that's the reason he's not here. And here's his lawyer.
I'm sorry, I was running late, I apologize. I'm Marco Molina. Pretended to be here a little earlier than this, I apologize. But as Mrs. Estrella was saying, or formerly known as Mrs. Estrella, she is divorced from the owner of the bar, so she doesn't have an actual interest in the bar. I think this is just a matter of filling out paperwork in an improper manner because they try to do it on their own and did not do it properly.
Who applied for the liquor license?
The liquor license is, well, actually, the whole thing is really the way it should have been done, and it is now being done, is there's going to be a sale. There's not a sale yet, okay? There's a contract for sale. It's going to be conditional sale. So paperwork's being submitted to the state. The owner of the liquor license is a company called Rumors LLC. And the purchaser of Rumors LLC is going to be Mercedes Estrella. So he's going to purchase, and it will be doing business as Rumors LLC, which currently has the alcohol permit, is going to be doing business as Estrella Sports Bar.
So the former Miss Estrella has no ownership interest in this whatsoever?
No.
Then I agree with our city attorney that she has no standing to represent this bar right now. As such, there is no business license then if her testimony is that the license that was filled out was fraudulent or mistaken in nature.
And not fraudulent, please.
Okay,
I'm just
fair enough.
characterizing.
Based on that testimony and as the city controller, then I'm going to make the statement that there is no business license currently for
There is
the
a
operation at Chicago Avenue and Homan.
If I can, there is a business license under Rumors LLC. That's the owner of the place. That's who they're buying it from. So it's not as if there's just people walking off the street saying, hey, we're going to run a business here. There's an existing business there with an existing license.
But
And they're in the process
it's
of
the
purchasing.
lady's testimony that Rumors LLC no longer exists and there's a new operator there.
Again, I apologize for arriving late. That's not exactly the scenario. I think unfortunately, they tried to handle this all by themselves at the beginning and maybe didn't fill things out the proper way. It's a purchase from Rumors LLC. Rumors LLC does exist. Rumors LLC is going to be taken over by Mr. Estrella, and that's why it's Rumors LLC doing business as Estrella Sports Bar.
Rumors LLC has a business license with the city. It does not say they're doing business as Astralis Sports Bar. It says they're doing business as Damn That's Hot.
Right. And that's what needs to be changed. Like I said, unfortunately, it was paperwork that was filled out improperly at the beginning.
Mr. President, perhaps the best thing is that somebody reapplies correctly for the paperwork, and then that correctly applied for license can be considered by the board.
In fact, if I may, I was going to come here today to ask for a contingency only so that we could do, because really it's just a matter of not doing paperwork correct. And we can correct this quickly. I was going to come today,
I would agree. In the meantime, it would be the city's position that there is no viable license currently at Chicago and Home, and as such, I believe it would probably be in the owner's best interest to close the bar down until that issue has been resolved. Otherwise, they're going to run the risk of our police department coming over there and citing them for operating without a business license each and every day that they're open.
Didn't they give us a court date for the new business license?
Right. In fact, Mr. Lundy, they were cited by the police, and then they have a court date to appear. And the police did tell them, listen, we understand that there's a process and you're working on it. Make sure it's complete by this time. So,
I hope your client understands that every day that he's open, he runs the risk of the police
and I
department coming
understand
by
that.
and citing them for a
you
additional
want to
day.
understand also there's a difference between someone who's doing this on purpose and who doesn't care about the laws and is just doing it, and someone who maybe did it improperly, not on purpose, but by error, and now they're being guided in the right direction how to do it properly.
Ms. Estrella, is this your signature on the bottom of the business license where you verified that everything on this business license was true and correct? And that you were the owner of this business and you were the manager of this business? You signed it and testified and swore by your signature that that was true and
Wasn't that
correct.
signing saying I filled out the application?
So that's not your signature?
No,
at
it
the
is,
bottom?
but wasn't that saying that I was filling out the application for him?
No, it says I hereby testify that I am familiar, I'm not going to read the whole thing, familiar with the ordinances of the city of Hammond. All answers made by me to the foregoing questions are true and made for the sole purpose of obtaining a license to operate a lawful business. That's what you testified to.
Mr. Lundy, if I can, that she signed it. Again, she's not denying that she signed it.
Last week, she denied that she signed it. She said someone signed her name.
Okay.
No, I had told you that No, they had said something about fraud, and I said it wasn't fraud because I was there.
But last
Again.
week you said someone signed it. Your ex-husband signed it, and now you just said that you signed it. So,
Again, look, I see this all the time as an attorney. People try to handle things on their own, and they don't quite understand things that they're signing. If they would have come to me with that before, we would have submitted it properly. That's where we are right now. Again, there's no intent to defraud.
And that's fine, and get it straightened out. In the meantime, I'm suggesting that you don't have the business open until it's straight. I mean, you can have the business open, but you're gonna run the risk of somebody coming and citing you, I think it's $1,500 a day for each and every day that you're open. So, I mean, the choice is really yours.
We'll submit proper paperwork, and if we can have a short continuance on this, I think we can have.
There's no need to, because this doesn't exist. There's no business license application that's in existence currently that's appropriate. This business license says the property owner is Melissa Estrella, signed by Melissa Estrella. So I think as far as the city is concerned, that there's no validity to this document that was filled out by somebody who is now testifying they have no interest in the property. So as such, the person that does have the interest, whether it's your client or not your client, is the person that needs to come in and fill out a business license application. And at that point, we'll go forward and process the business license. So currently, there's no license in existence there.
He was here and they made a copy of his ID on the application, yeah.
Did he not sign that? Mr. Stray did not sign that?
He did not.
Because he filled out one that was signed by him and they took a copy of his ID.
That's correct.
Is that a copy of his ID on the back?
There's a copy of his ID on the back.
Obviously, it's the board's decision, but again, it's just that the improper paperwork was filed not on purpose. They believe that they were signing, she was helping him out, filling out paperwork. She does not have an interest. They're divorced, I think.
And there's not much for the board to decide. I mean, if an individual wants to come in and obtain a business license, they need to come and obtain a business license. And in this case, that the person that apparently is going to obtain the business license hasn't done so yet. This individual has, who is now rescinding the fact that she filled out a business license. So that's where we're at. Thank you. Item H, hearing on the denial of business license to Realty Tattoos. State your name, please.
Araceli Gutierrez.
Ms. Gutierrez, this is your opportunity to, this is your appeal, your opportunity to explain to the board why you don't believe the city of Hammond should deny your business license.
Well, I've been having this business since like a year ago. I'm relocated from Michigan City to here, and I ended up having the business by myself. And in Michigan City, I put my fiance in the to be as a business partner, and I guess they denied it for his background, not mine, but his.
That's correct, Mr. President. Her fiance business partner is a convicted criminal, and the license, because of his involvement in the property in the tattoo parlor, was denied. Now, if she wants to reapply and not have him be her business partner, that would be up to her to do, but we obviously do not wish to encourage criminal conduct in tattoo parlors.
I mean, I could do that. There's no problem of removing him from there because I've been having this business for over a year by myself in Michigan City. I just relocated here because there's more people for business here. But his attorney and his judge, I guess, they basically will give him what is a referral letter or something like that. But he can only get it today in the afternoon. So, but I had court today this morning. But if I could reapply and just have the business underneath my name so I could get my license faster, then I will do so. I just need my business to be open again.
That's your prerogative if you wish to apply under another name. Is that what you're wishing to do?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to deny the appeal of the business license to Realty Tattoos? All in favor? Aye. The business license that you applied for initially has been denied.
But if I want to put it under just my name, I'll take him out and I'll just put it underneath my name.
You'll have to reapply.
I have to just reapply for that? Would that just affect me still after I reapply for just and put it on? I mean, I'll pay another $100. That's fine. I just
It's going to
need
be
my
up to you how you decide you're going to set up your business or corporation and how you apply.
Because I have a corporation already. I have my tax ID. I have my insurance. I have everything.
Right. Is he a member of that corporation?
No.
Like I said, you have to go reapply.
Okay.
You have nothing to do with the business.
Okay, that's fine.
Item I, Star Foods business license revocation hearing.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Alvarez, it's your opportunity to explain to the board why you don't believe your client's business license at Star Food should be revoked.
Good question. I think the last couple meetings we had, obviously he's being revoked for synthetic marijuana. I understand we received a document from Ms. Cantor stating that it was synthetic marijuana. I understand this is not a normal criminal proceeding. However, I feel my client has a constitutional right to cross-examine the lab results and the hard evidence. All I've seen is a piece of paper with, to me, they're incomplete results. So, based off of that, if he's being denied for synthetic marijuana, then I believe we should have a hearing and be able to find out the results of those lab tests. However, with that said, last time we talked, he's in the process of dissolving his corporation. I know that's kind of why we had this hearing today. I looked on the Indiana business thing. It is dissolved. His name is no longer on it. He sent the paperwork to the state. That's the kind of the process. So
The corporation's been dissolved?
yes, we did fax stuff yesterday to Ms. Cantor.
If the corporation has been dissolved, then wouldn't it be the city's position that there's no business license in existence currently? Because a business license cannot be attached to a dissolved corporation.
Well, correct. I think you revoked his business license months ago.
Sure, but it was under appeal, which is why he's still operating.
Mhm.
But now you're telling me that the corporation to which the business license was attached
Yes.
is now dissolved.
Yes.
By operation of law, then, the business license is no longer in existence, so there shouldn't be a hearing necessary. There's no business license.
I 100% agree with you.
Fantastic. All right, and I understand that the individual has created a new corporation and applied for a business
He's out of
license.
it. He's sold it to someone else. So yeah. So I 100% agree with you.
All right. In that case, I imagine that in 4 to 6 weeks, the new business license will be issued. I would just advise your client he should close his store, not conduct business during that period until the new business license is issued. Otherwise, he runs the risk of our police department coming in and citing him for each day that he's open.
He understands that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Officer Gonzalez, congratulations on your promotion. Item J, hearing on property 3847 Sheffield.
Mine seemed kind of boring after the last few. This property is owned by Sharon Stolars pursuant to an agreement. Improvements, modifications were made. We have requested an inspection so that I can then, assuming the inspection is favorable, ask the board then to dismiss the action pursuant to the agreement we reached. I know the inspection department's been very, very busy lately.
Especially Mr. Cook, we have to do this inspection.
So we're waiting on the final inspection to conclude this matter. I don't know if it's appropriate to push it over for 30 days or 60 days, whatever.
30 days should be sufficient.
30 is okay?
September 12th?
It should be fine. Oh, no problem.
Make a motion to set it.
Make a motion to move this to September 12th.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. What else do you have on the agenda?
I have the next item, K.
All right.
40 Warren Street. You gave me time to investigate. I've done that. I've requested a meeting with the city attorney's office and the building department and waiting for that to get scheduled. See if we can reach an agreement and resolve it.
What is the agreement, Gary?
We don't have one. I've
That's
requested
further
that
to the meeting. We're going to try to come up with one.
Are the building units still occupied?
the units are still occupied.
Well, we're not going to do the meeting here. We're going to have a meeting.
It was 45 days, 60 days?
That should be fine.
That's fine.
October 10th?
Make it as a motion.
Make a motion and
That would be fine. And
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item L, 4834 Ash.
this is property owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jimenez. As you recall, the question was about the second floor apartment, and then after they vacated the entire building, one of the water lines broke on the second floor and flooded everything out. They have found out that insurance is not enough to make all the repairs. They're in the process of working with their bank to give them a deed in lieu of foreclosure proceedings, because they're behind on the mortgage now with no tenants. So they will provide me with the name and contact information for their bank, and then I will pass that on to the city, and as long as I believe whoever is selling the property notifies any potential owners that it's single family and cannot be used for a 2-unit with the upstairs apartment, the city's happy with that. So it's vacant and nothing's happening with it.
I just want to make sure when the new owners, whoever purchases the property from the bank, they're aware of what work still needs to be done in order to bring the property into compliance. It's already been affirmed and gone through the process. They started it, the accident happened. I would ask Mr. Matthews how long maybe to get the information, and then after that we can,
Maybe set it for a status on that October 10th, and if
that work.
we can get the information before then everything should be good.
Awesome.
make a motion that we move it to October 10th.
All in favor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews. Item M, 6519 Jackson.
Morning. Ian Zajac, represent Robert and Jansma, who's a property owner. I'm a little nonplussed. I believe that Mr. Jansma would be here. It was my understanding that Mr. Jansma had been working with the inspector and lining things up. The exact progress on that, I was hoping to get.
You're fine. The owner is complying with the removal. He actually has another property that should have been attached to this one. It'd be 38 Detroit Street. Both properties have been inspected. Me and Mr. Jasma are on the same page. He does understand what the city is requesting. Has hired contractors to pull some permits to get the process moving for the removal of both apartments at each property. So I would just request this status hearing October 24th. That's all right.
You think it'll be
That would work.
substantially complete with the work by then?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then hopefully we can move to close.
Make a motion that we move it to October 24th.
All in favor? Aye.
you.
Motion
Thank you.
carries.
Thank you.
Item N, 584 Sibley. We received correspondence on July 22nd requesting, did Did you request a continuance until
Yes,
today?
I did.
Okay.
I'm not under the complete understanding exactly what's being required of me or asked of me. I know I've had several different things said that there was supposed to be some type of research done on that the building wasn't supposed to be commercial, and there was supposed to be some research done on, but I never heard any results of this research of why, you know, the building was a 4 and it used to be a 7, and I'm not knowing what they want me to do. They want me to tear the 4 down and make it a 2 or a single family, or, you know, I don't know any of that.
Board has already ruled on 584 as far as going from a 4 unit to a 2 unit. Evidently, none of that work has been done. The gentleman's also here for rental registration. So the hearing on 584 from 4 units to 2 has already been heard and already been confirmed. So now we need to move forward on making that conversion.
As far as rental registration, I have done rental registration. I did register a building.
And in my notes, I do have, and I did do extensive research without time, but he is registered for 2000.
Kelly, this was heard. The board affirmed the removal of the 2 units, and then it was set for status, and that's where we're at today.
Excuse me for not having more information in front of me. I investigated for rental registration. But yes, that is my basic understanding. So if you can tell him, give him whatever paperwork he needs to say, to let him know that it needs to go from 4 units to 2. And as far as rental registration, he is registered in 2013.
I don't quite understand. How was the building sold to me as a 4 unit, and all of a sudden now, you know, I've had the building for over 10 years. It's been almost 11 years. Now all of a sudden somebody says, well, we want you to turn it from a 4 unit to a 2 unit.
All comes down to the safety of the tenants. Without permits, without inspections, without fire separation and proper electrical, these properties.
I've had a million inspections on the building.
Mr. Brown, since this was already heard, the building department is going to have a significant paper trail that explains why they believe this was a 2 unit, okay? And if you weren't here at that hearing and somebody else with ownership interest in the property was, maybe they have that paperwork. Otherwise, you can go down there and request it from the building department. That will explain why they believe it's a 2 unit. In any case, when they had that hearing, their evidence was sufficient enough for the board to agree with the building department that it should be a 2 unit. I would suggest that you get a copy of that, get an understanding of why they believe it should be a 2 unit, and at that point, you can have further discussions with the building department on how the conversion to a 2 unit can commence.
Pardon me, sir. It was a 7. It wasn't a 2. It was a 7 unit originally. And whomever had the building prior to me, they demolished or did whatever with the building, which that was supposed to be what they told me they was researching, and they turned it into a 4 when it was sold to me.
If I may suggest we go a freedom of information request, we get that information to them as soon as possible, give them all the information we have, including the file that was in front of the Board of Works. And as far as any permits or anything that has been in play, we'd be more than happy to do that.
I agree. Why don't we do that? Get him his findings, and we'll set it for 90 days for a status to see where we're at.
Move it to November 14th.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. 1930 West Park.
All right, as far as I'm aware, the owner stated that they have removed the sink and the closets from the basement section of the property. So I would just request a 30-day continuance to September 19th for a re-inspection so we can close.
Motion that we move to September 19th.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. 4229 Dearborn. Item P.
All right, this is the property last month that we're working with the owners who are in the process of selling the property. A deed restriction has been written up and the owners have signed it, so I'll submit it to the board for approval and then request that a copy be sent to my office so I can get the owner a copy as well. Yeah, that's what I had drawn up, yeah, the owner signed it and everything. Okay.
Make a motion that we approve the deed restriction.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item Q, rental registration hearing at 1020 Becker.
Good morning. When we were here last time, we were going to schedule a inspection. I believe that possibly may be set.
Mike, the new inspector for the district, had set up an inspection for next Tuesday. The property's attorney just made me aware, so I'll make sure I get that inspection taken care of. So if we can continue it to October 3rd, that should give us sufficient time to do the inspection and discover any violations to get repaired and brought back into compliance.
Make a motion that we move it to October 3rd.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Item R, rental registration at 931 Wilcox.
Mr. President?
Baratza?
Yeah.
Okay. This is your opportunity to explain to the board why you haven't registered your rental units at 931 Wilcox.
Oh, see, I don't know, they're supposed to have a register in Hammond, and they're waiting to find out, because one of the guys moved like last October, so we have no power, so we tried, my daughter's moving in, we try to put the power back on, so NISCO tell me they gotta get inspector to check the electricity and gas, to make sure they're okay. So as a wait, I find out they're supposed to come in over and get the permit. So,
Is this a single-family home, Kelly?
No, I'm sorry, how many units are there?
two.
Two? It's never been registered, the tenant, well, it was there, it's been there for 2 to 3 years. How long have you owned this property?
About like in 2000.
Well, in 2000. Part of the reason we do reconnect inspections on gas and electric, certainly for the safety of everyone, but also we come across these multiple units that have been illegally converted. Mr. Brazos' testimony is never registered property. He's owned it since 2000. His own admission to the inspector, the tenant that was there has been there for the last 2 to 3 years.
So is it a 2-unit?
Yes.
It can be a 2-unit, I mean?
They still need to finish inspecting them. We could get to the second unit.
Right.
They didn't have access to the second unit at the time of the inspection.
We probably need a new date then, Mr. President, because until they know how many units, how can they?
Yeah. Matt, when do you think you're gonna do it?
Continue with 30 days, we'll get in.
Make a motion that we continue it to September 12th.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We'll see you on September 12th.
All right.
Item S, rental registration hearing at 529 169th Street.
There's actually 2 units on one property.
Well, I live in the front house, and then I have a small house in the back, yes.
Mr. Bernicki, we spoke on the phone some time ago. From my understanding, you live in the front house, the back house was registered originally at one point.
That's what I thought,
Some time
yeah.
ago, and through our conversation, he said they didn't realize that he had to register every year.
You have a tenant in the back unit, Mr. Bernicki?
Yes.
And you've registered every year?
No,
Until this year?
I purchased it from my parents in September of 2003. And I think it was back then we got a sticker to put in the window. And I don't know if my parents did it, or we just got it. We never paid for a registration or anything.
You're not a landlord, you're not in the business of, the general business of running property?
No, this,
This is your only rental property.
yes.
I believe in 2003, it was actually you registered with the police department, if I'm not mistaken, in that time frame.
Make a motion that we waive the late fee, but you must register for 2013.
Yeah, I got it right here. I sent it in and it was sent back to me.
If you wait till after the meeting, they'll give you the paperwork, and then you can go down and register, they should be able to take all that. That's why they send it back, because they had new notes.
All in favor? Aye, motion carries. All right, you'll have 30 days to register your unit. If you fail to register in 30 days, Our order will be vacated and the late fees will be assessed.
All right, thank you very much.
you. Item T, 7230 McCook. One. All right. Ms. Benavides.
Yes.
This is your opportunity to explain to the board why you don't believe your late fee should be assessed on your rental units.
Okay, thank you. Actually, on June 17th, I don't know how much documentation I needed to bring, so I brought everything. On June 17th, I called, it's hard to believe now because he's being so good, but on June 17th, my 4-year-old was acting up, and instead of coming all the way down to drop off a check and the application, I called first the office, the city council office, to see if there's a way I can mail in my request, my paperwork to have a registration sticker. And the lady on the phone said, I read the website, but I wanted to call to make sure. And the lady on the phone said that I simply needed to mail in an application, and she recommended a self-addressed stamped envelope and the check. So I did all of that on June 17th. I have my copy of my carbon check. I also printed out my phone records to indicate that I did make several phone calls to Hammond. And since then, it just never was received. So my phone records also indicate that on June 20th, June 21st, June 22nd, and so on and so forth, I called every day to check and was still never received. So I came in to do a second check. And the only reason I was worried was because that was the only check left in my bank that hadn't cleared, and I was planning to close that checking account. So I closed that checking account and came back with a new check from my new checking account, and they said it was too late, that I'd have to submit for appeal.
Is this a single-family home, Ms. Benavides?
Yes. And I've never rented out a house. I lived in Hammond for several years. I moved out at the end of June, and the new family moved in at the beginning of July.
This year?
Yeah.
So it was your home previously?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for a lot of years.
Okay, very good. It's a rental now.
Oh, sorry.
So instead of the 500, I'm asking that I can just do the
Make a
$80
motion
check.
that we waive the late fee, but you must register it now.
Okay, thank you.
If you stick around till after the meeting, they'll give us paperwork, they'll be ready to do that.
All in favor?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Aye. Motion carries. You have 30 days to register your unit. Item U, 4717 Ash. Mr. Nunez.
Yes.
It's your opportunity to explain to the board why you didn't register your rental units.
Honestly, I really had no idea I had it registered in my house. This is the first time I'm renting a home. And the reason why we left out of there was because we had a burglary. And there had been a lot of paperwork and everything, getting a new home, moving out of Hammond. And I told my insurance company, you know, I wasn't planning to rent it, and I thought that's all I had to do, since I really didn't know how to go by.
When did you move out?
I moved out of there in November.
Of 2012?
Last year, yes, 2012.
When did you start renting it?
I didn't start renting it until January.
How many units is it?
It's a single home, yeah. I used to live there. It's just a single home. But I had no idea.
You're gonna not, obviously you're not moving back into the house anytime soon. You're gonna continue to rent it?
Yes, but I have no problem paying the $80. Is it $80 that I have to pay the fee? I have no problem paying that, but I just don't have money for that.
Make a motion that we waive the late fee, but you gotta register it
Yeah.
for the $80.
I'll register it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Then we'll give you the paperwork to show you what you owe. and-
Mr. Nunez, you'll have 30 days to register the unit at $80. If you fail to register your unit in 30 days, our order will be vacated and the late fee of $500 will be assessed.
Okay.
Thank you. Item V, 913 Murray Street. Mr. Ensley?
Yes.
This is your opportunity to explain to the board why you didn't register your unit.
Okay. Basically, just forgot. I mean, I haven't been, I'm used to people sending me bills for things, you know, and I just forgot.
Mr. Haynes, how long have you owned this property?
I don't know when I bought it, but it's been
Probably early 2000s.
Has it always been a rental?
Yes.
My records never show it's ever been registered.
What?
It's never been registered.
Oh, no. I did register at one time when initially, they came out in the newspaper saying that Hammond was going to do that, but since then I just forgot. You know, it's a one-year fee that happens one time.
Kelly, do you have any information on it? His address, his personal address?
I don't have any information from you other than the fact that it's never been registered.
I mean, where does your mail go?
My what?
Your mail.
What, my mail go?
'Cause we-
I don't live there.
Well, I understand that, but your personal mail.
9412 Cottonwood
We
Drive.
mail something about the 913 Murray Street house. Do you get it at your house or does it go to Murray Street?
Oh, it would go to my house. However, now that you mention it though, I have had problems with the taxes trying to change where the county sends my mail where I used to live,
I'm just
which is
trying
different.
to figure out where the mail gets sent yearly when we send out the.
Mr. Ensley, who pays the water bill at 913 Murray?
I do.
You do? You get the water bill for 913 Murray at your home address?
I think no, I don't get the water bill. The tenant does. I don't pay it because it's only a single family.
Do you own more than one rental unit?
No.
When's the last time you registered, Kelly?
Never been registered.
He's saying I haven't, but I know when this came in, I
At
did.
least 13 years, and you did it one time, you're saying?
One time, when it initially turned over, I remember, now that they brought this up, I remember that back then, everything coming out in the paper and me doing it. I don't remember what I was thinking at the time, but I'm just asking to, I know I should have been responsible for it, but I'm just asking you waive the fine and let me pay it, and I can be more responsible and pay it every year.
Would you rather have the board waive the late fees from 2003 to present and you pay the regular rate, or would you rather have the board waive all the fees up to 2013 and you pay one late fee?
Well, I'd rather pay one late fee. Oh, you mean pay the late fee?
No, I mean pay the regular registration.
I don't know what you're
fee.
saying my options are.
Your options are for us to waive the late fees for 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and you pay the regular registration fees for each of those years. Or we could waive 2004 through 2012, and you just register.
Well, whatever's less. I mean, however, I don't have all that money saved up, you know. I wasn't counting. Is that how long it's been in? When was the first time it put in? 2000 what?
2003?
2003, rental registration was done through the police department. 2004, 2005, it came over to code enforcement.
So, don't I have the option of just paying it this year and starting to pay it?
I make a motion that we waive all the fees up to 2012 and $500, 13, and plus the $80.
I'll second that motion.
It's been motioned and seconded that we waive all of the registration and late fees through 2012 and assess one late fee of $500 for the year of 2013. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. You'll have 30 days to register your unit and pay the registration fee and the late fee. If you fail to do so, our order will be vacated, and all of the registration fees and late fees from 2004 to present will be assessed.
Okay, by when?
30 days.
Okay, just go downstairs.
Yes, sir. You'll have a copy of our order mailed to you, or if you'd like to wait around until the end of the meeting, we can make a copy for you. We'll take the copy of that order, bring it downstairs, and you can register your units.
Oh, I gotta take an order with me, right?
Correct.
So I have to wait to the end to get that?
You can wait till the end to get it, or if you would like, we can mail you a copy of the order if we have a copy of where your mail goes.
Yeah, I don't know if you do. How can I make sure of that?
You want to after the meeting, we'll go down and check the information and our registration system.
Okay.
Make sure the address is.
Because I know I put my correct address when I was trying to register.
We've got it
this
here,
year.
sir. 9412 Cottonwood.
That's it.
Munster.
That's it. That's what I just put on when I tried to register this year, when they told me I hadn't registered.
And as always, that's part of the problem when we don't have the properties registered, it's hard to notify people as we do the research with the manager on the county and everyone else trying to get the proper address.
Yeah, because I think the tax still goes to the wrong address. They haven't fixed it.
All right. Item W, we have correspondence from 3 property owners requesting rental registration hearings. You have a date, Mr. Smith?
September 12th. Make a motion, we move to September 12th.
All in favor? Aye, September 12th it is. Item X, we have agreement to rehabilitate the property at 1020 Highland. It's been prepared by our city attorney and signed by the property owner. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion, so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item Y. We have a petition from the owner of, not 1020 Highland, 1043 Becker. And along with correspondence from the building department, they've complied with our order to convert it back to a 2-unit building. The petition is requesting that action be dismissed on the property. Is there a motion to dismiss action and issue an order of compliance to be recorded?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item Z, we have correspondence from Community Service Lab requesting a handicapped parking space in front of their building.
I'd like to make a motion that we refer to Gary Gleason.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 2A, we have a request for residential parking.
Make a motion that be referred to Gary Gleason.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Carries. Item 2B, request for street closure from the Hammond Port Authority.
I'll make a motion that we approve the closure.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item 2C, we have a request from the Lions Club requesting a street closure.
I'll make a motion that we approve that closure.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item 2D, we have a request from 3rd District Councilman Higgs requesting the demolition of several structures in his district. Is there a motion to refer that to the building department?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 2E, we have findings of fact and decision at 6824 Montana for approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the findings of fact.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item 2F, we have a license agreement with CKNP Oil for environmental monitoring.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Item 2G, we have several garage sale permits for approval.
Yes, we do. Make a motion that we approve garage sale permit.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item 6, matters from board members. I have one. Next week's meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety on August 22nd will be canceled due to lack of a quorum. We have one hearing on 8/22 with David Sachs regarding the property at 4815 Pine. I'd like to move that to the 9/12 date.
Make a motion that we move it to.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Can you notice Mr. Sachs for the same? Thank you. Any matters from department heads? New or old business? Item 10, public expression. The meeting is now open to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to address the board, now is your opportunity to do so.
My name is Alvin Cheeks. I live at 832 Merrill Street. I'm here to thank the Hammond Fire Department for the work they've done with my mother, trying to save her life. Those firemen were really good friends to my mom, and they always stopped and talked to her. And I just really appreciate the hard work that your guys put in for my mom. She didn't make it, but she really loved those guys. I just really want to thank you guys, and my family wanted to thank you guys, and we appreciate the hard work that you guys put in trying to save my mom's life. So I really appreciate those ambulance guys and firemen for the hard work that they put in, and we really appreciate it. And I just wanted to thank you guys and thank them. And I did come down to thank them. They all wasn't there. But I just really want them to know I appreciated how hard they worked, and it just really was nice how hard they worked. And, you know, I just didn't have it in me to do mouth-to-mouth anymore, but they did, and they really tried hard to save her. So really appreciate that, and thank you guys.
Pass it on. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cheeks. Our condolences and sympathies on your loss.
Hi. We're here, recently residential parking only signs were put up at 118th and Calumet Avenue. We're here to contest these signs, being that apparently when I called the council department, they said that there was an issue with the parking. I took pictures of the area itself. There is no residential, there's no residence there. There are homes, and they both all reside on Calumet Avenue. I work and manage Osborne Apartments. I am never really at the office. The office is not open to the public. I'm there maybe an hour, 2 hours, give or take. It could be any time of the day, up into the evening. She runs the beauty shop. She runs from us. She runs the beauty shop. I've taken pictures of the side street in itself, and we were asking that these signs do be removed, being that she has clientele come, some are elderly. I don't personally like parking on Calumet Avenue, especially in the winter months. I have 2 letters from our tenants. I have 2 tenants in the building itself. One does park off 118th Street. The other one parks in the back of the building. I have letters from them. One, he'll give you a reason, and it's because his vehicle was taken out being parked on Calumet Avenue. We've had a vehicle careen through our building. We've had another vehicle take out other vehicles. And being that I personally, like I said, when I do park, if she's closed, she isn't always open. She parks to give her customers parking so they can park in front of the business. But like I said, there's only two beauticians. There isn't a reason for this sign to be put up.
We're usually like 9 to 5. We're
And
not
that's-
here very late.
Temporary for the festival.
So the resident-only parking's on the
It's on a side street.
east side of the street, but the business is on the west side of Calumet?
No, the business is on the east side. It's Osborne building, the second one from the.
Yes.
So it's not the beauty shop in the basement of the apartment building on the other side?
No.
No.
East side.
We're right across the street.
I think this is, if I may, I think this is in relation to that complete neighborhood, the problems they were having in particularly inundated, being inundated, particularly on Sundays with full parking from the church, no parking. Is that part of that? I don't understand what's that neighborhood, along that neighborhood.
No, we're at 118.
It's 118. No, that's not for the church. I thought we put temporary ones up. We've got a request to put temporary ones up.
This was a permanent
No,
request.
I know.
I think it was done last week or the week before.
It wasn't on that. Bobby was under the impression it was temporary because we requested them during the fest.
This was a new one?
Well, when we had called about them, when we,
So when we put these up, it's for a 30-day, 60-day trial? Is that what it is, Dan?
Usually we put them up and make them permanent 30 or 60 days after
Okay.
installation. But
Well, then that,
typically, since we got a complaint, I think we need to take a second look at it,
I agree.
see if they're really needed. Do you have any documentation that you want to leave?
Well, I got the letters from the tenants. I took pictures, if you would just want to view the pictures, that they were taken at different times of the day, just since they've been put up. There's only one vehicle parked there, and that's, she's been in business with Osborne almost 10 years, and since the new owner of that home next door, this is when it started. We've never had complaints from the old owner. There's never really that many cars parked there at any one time. That's a nuisance. I think they're just making a mountain out of molehill. And it's gonna cause us an inconvenience, because like I said, come wintertime, I don't like parking on Calumet Avenue. I've got a mirror taken off.
When the snowplows come through, they take a whole parking lane. And I have to shovel my little walkway out myself because I don't have a bulldozer to come and take all that.
First thing, if you have a tenant living in the building, he's a resident.
Well, this is, okay, I understand that, but this is, when I called them, they said, because he's not a resident of 118th Street.
Well, there's no residents on 108.
Exactly, and that's what they said. Well, then why are they, this is what I was told when I called.
And when I called, I was told I do not own the sidewalk or street, but they said, well, I'm lost because they don't own the street on 118th either. They live on
Calumet Avenue.
which doesn't make sense, so.
Normally when the board puts street signage up, like stop signs or resident-only parking-only signs, they're on a trial basis for a certain period of time, 60 days or 90 days. So what we can do is we can request that those signs be removed, and I would suggest that you work with your councilman in the first district if there's parking issues, and I think...
Mark Kalwinski is the councilman. Do you have any off-street parking for the business? Like, is there parking like in back of the building off the
That's where the tenant does park. The one tenant does park off the back. There's probably enough for two spots, 3 spots.
How many
without
businesses are in
interference.
the building? Because there's 2 storefronts, right?
Yes, honestly, there's only one business, and that is her. The office, Osborne office, is run by me now. Don's retired. I'm only there an hour to 2 hours, and like I said, I work another job, so I'm there. Sometimes it could be 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm there for an hour, or I could be there at 8 o'clock at night. It's different times, but I don't take up any of his parking, only in the winter time. Like I said, when I don't want to park on Calumet Avenue.
And the turnover on your customers, what, to have your hair done takes, what, an hour?
No,
For me, it does.
Yeah, so.
It's in it, you know.
Stick around, we're almost done, stick around, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
After the meeting, and I'll work, because I live right around the corner from here.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anybody else for public expression? Or would like to recognize Councilwoman at Large Janet Venez. Thank you for attending our meeting, Councilwoman.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All in favor?